Hey, you're watching the Livestream Lounge here at BevNet Live, Winter 2016. I'm Ray Latif. I'm the managing editor of BevNet. Our first guest today is Ryan Ziegelmann. How are you, Ryan?
Just doing great.
Good. Ryan is the president of Evolution Fresh, which, as many people know, is one of the pioneers of the cold-pressed juice category.
Yeah.
You came on board as president earlier this spring, about March, April?
April time frame, yeah.
Okay, so what was your background before you became president?
I have been with Starbucks for about 6 years, a little over 6 years. Prior to that, I was at White Wave Foods for about 4 years and started my career in CPG with PepsiCo.
So how's it been going so far? How's your first few months on the job?
Excellent. We've been team building, we've been innovating, and we've got some exciting things to share today and coming up in the near future too.
All right, what do you got to share today? Because I know at Expo East we saw a new line of products that's coming out next year focused on superfoods. I think it's called Superfoods, but what else?
Yeah, and it's actually called Organic Superfoods. We're excited about that.
Okay.
So this is a coconut-based line of innovation, the coconut milk-based line of innovation that includes some really, really nice flavors. We've got a greens, which has got this nice bright taste to it. We've got a cocoa, which has a nice finish to it with some heat. We've got a tropical ginger mint, and we've got a golden milk. So all of these are coconut milk based, and they are all including superfoods. I think we've got a total of about 12 superfoods that we're putting in there to make sure we have great nutrient density. Our customers have told us that they're looking for healthy snacks and refreshment, and we think that these 4 beverages are going to really hit a home run with them.
So when are those going to launch, and do you have any exclusive retail partnerships at this point?
Well, these are targeted primarily in the natural channel,
okay.
And so we'll see them in mid-2017 as they do their resets each year. We will be a part of that new lineup.
Okay. As far as your other products, your other innovation goes, I mean, you've continually rolled out new products, new innovation over the last couple of years, including an 11-ounce line. I feel like every time I go to a convention like a Natural Products Expo West or East, I see new flavors, new line extensions. How have some of those fared, and are you making any push on those in 2017?
Yeah, we're proud of the innovation that we've launched. This last year we talked about protein, and again that's in the healthy snack arena, and those have done quite well. We've seen distribution in quite a few stores outside of our Starbucks retail stores, and essentially, we continue to talk to our customers, and they continue to tell us they're looking for innovative, healthy snacks and refreshment, and so we've been really focusing on that for the last year, and we're engaging Jimmy in a very special way.
The founder of Evolution
the
Fresh,
founder of Evolution.
Jimmy Rosenberg.
And these are basically extensions of his daily routines. And so it's center of the bullseye for us and for him, and we're excited about bringing these to the masses. And we've got great distribution outside of Starbucks retail stores now.
Yeah, you mentioned organic as a big part of the Superfoods line.
Yeah.
And throughout, I think, the cold-pressed juice category, we're seeing a little bit more emphasis on organic, particularly in label hierarchy as well. It just seems like cold press and HVP aren't necessarily things that are really resonating with a wide variety of consumers. Organic is. How much of your portfolio are you aiming to be organic over the next year?
Well, we want to be sustainable. We want to create healthy choices, and sometimes those aren't necessarily one and the same with organic. So with our focus on bringing nutrient density, fresh picked flavor and taste, and doing things that are sustainable, like Ugly Veg. We heard Jody talk about Ugly Watermelons just a few minutes ago with her watermelon water brand, and we're doing the same thing. And sometimes that's not going to be the same as organic, but it's going to be the right choices to make and the right thing to vote on.
Okay. As far as the cold pressed juice category as a whole, dramatic evolution, particularly over the last 2 years. Investments, acquisitions. It's become a really mainstream kind of category at this point, or at least a mainstream segment within the overall juice category. What are your thoughts on the development of the category, and where it's going to go from here.
Well, you saw a 20-foot set earlier today in the main session, and I think it was broader functional beverage. And I'd really like to reframe it around functional beverage to include cold pressed. And we believe that cold pressed juice, we were the pioneers and innovators in this space, and we think it's the best way to preserve nutrient density and fresh pick flavor. But there are broader functional benefits that consumers are requesting that can be serviced, and the fact that our retailer partners are bringing more into this space, it's providing a very nice space for us all to be a part of. So I would say that cold pressed and functional beverage as a whole has a very long runway, and we're seeing some very exciting things. But specifically to cold pressed, we're seeing in excess of 70% ACV in food, drug, mass now with cold pressed as a category, and we're not far behind. But it just tells you what the runway is overall.
Now, Starbucks is the owner of Evolution Fresh. They acquired the brand in 2011. You sell a lot of product in Starbucks cafes.
Yes.
In fact, 50% of your business, I think you told me, is about 50% is sold in Starbucks.
By volume.
Does that number work for you guys? Or are you trying to sort of get a little bit more off-premise?
Well, we certainly don't want to slow down inside Starbucks, but we have been accelerating quite quickly outside of Starbucks. We started in natural channel, and that is a very important channel to us. But we've expanded into food, drug, mass over the last year, and we've almost doubled our percent ACV as a brand ourselves, and we only see that increasing. We think that there's plenty of room to grow and room to run, and so I think it's really about crafting a balanced outcome between what's inside Starbucks and outside.
We have about a minute left, and I got to ask you about the big news that came out last week about Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz sort of stepping down or stepping away from his role and letting Kevin Johnson come in. That's going to happen in April. What does that mean for Evolution Fresh? And do you know Kevin? Do you know what he's going to bring to the table?
I do know Kevin, and obviously Howard is a big sponsor of Evolution Fresh, as is Kevin Johnson. And Kevin has been quietly building a terrific team around him, and this is going to be a seamless transition. We're not going to see any less of Howard Schultz than we had on a day-to-day basis before this announcement, and we are excited that he's going to be unleashed on some of the, again, brand accretive things that we're doing, like our roasteries, and he's so excited about it, and we're going to have an organization behind him to elevate the brand even further, and Kevin Johnson is going to be able to carry out the day-to-day in a new and great way.
Outstanding. Looking forward to seeing the whole thing unfold in 2017.
Thanks.
Ryan, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks
really
for having me.
appreciate it.
Okay,
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it. Thanks.